And welcome back to Maryville Boring Gymnasium here at William Blount as the Governors take on the Seymour High School Eagles. Here's the tip. George and number 12. Tip to Gibson. Gibson drives it up the court. Gibson gives to George. Prats comes up. Cooper to Gibson. George, Cooper. Back to George. Back to Gibson. Gibson drives. Back out to George. Picked right there. 13 to 23. 12 drives in. Shoots. No good.
A little too strong there by 12.
Gibson drives down the court. Shoots. Scores.
Beautiful drive there by Cole Gibson. Just able to find a lane there.
Number 13 walking up the court, finding his options. Passes to number 12, then 23. Number 33 passes off to 13. 13 backs out. Back to 12, 2. Back to 13. Number 23 drives in. Back to number 12. Back to number 13. 13. 23 looking to shoot. 33 passes into 13. They go inside. 23 puts up a shot. No good.
Good defense there by the Governors.
George with the rebound. Over to Cooper. Cooper drives in. Back out to Prats. Shoots. Air ball, no good.
Too strong there by Tanner Prats.
Number 12 has it. Passes to number 2. Number 2 drives. It's back out to number 23. 23 drives in. Blocked by George. Stolen right there. George is driving in. Euro step, blocked. No good.
Good defense from both sides there.
No good. Layup, no good. Prats has the rebound as he passes it to George. George passes it to Gibson. Gibson drives in. Back out to Clemmer. Clemmer shoots, misses. Just a little bit too strong there by Trey Clemmer, sorry. Whew. Sorry about that. Okay, back to the action. 2 passes it to number 23. 23 is Cooper steals it. Prats drives in, loses it on the shot.
Wide open lane there.
Almost misses it. Ball barely rolls in.
Both teams only with one field goal completed here.
Gibson passes it to Clemmer. Gibson drives in. Foul.
Looks
Kick
to
ball.
be on 23, so it'll stay Governor ball here. And Lincolnfelter will pass it in.
Lincolnfelter passes it into George. George passes back to Lincolnfelter. Back to George. Shoots. No good. Just a little bit. It's not enough there. Gets blocked by George.
Good defense there by Cam George.
The scoreboard is not correct. It is 2-2. 4 minutes and 31 seconds into the first period.
Only one team foul.
Clemmer with the rebound. Pass it to Lingenfelter. Then to George. Back to Pratt. Back to George. Lingenfelter. Myers. Then to Pratt. Pratt drives in. Back out to Myers. Back out to George. Then to Lingenfelter. Pratt has the ball. Back to Lingenfelter. Then into Clemmer. Clemmer gets fouled as he goes up for it. He'll shoot 2. First one is good for Clemmer. It's 3-2, 3:59 in the first. Clemmer misses his second. Score will stay the same. Number 13 moves up the court, passes to number 24. 24 passes to number 1. 21 shoots, misses.
Little to the
Clemmer-
left there.
Clemmer rebounds, passes it to George. George passes to Lingenfelter. Lingenfelter passes to George. Stolen by double zero.
George almost got the chase down block there, but just didn't get his hand up fast enough.
George breaks a man. Passing him. Myers with a shot, no good.
Too strong rebound.
Tristan Shinnerin with the rebound, but gets stolen at the goal. Number 13 passes to number 24. 24 passes back. 13 drives in, back to 24. 24 drives in, looks like he walked.
And he did. No, excuse me, one walked.
Number 1 walked. Gov's ball. 2:57 left in the first period. It's 4-3 Eagles. There are 2 team fouls, both on the Eagles. Govs have none. As Cole Gibson moves up the court, passes to George, passes it to Shinnerin. Shinnerin is forced out.
As
by
a
number
push on
24.
24.
That's another foul. Should be a foul. Yep. So that's 3 team fouls already for the Seymour Eagles. Passes into George. George passes into Stopa. Stopa looks out. Cole Gibson. Rebounded by the Eagles.
Wide
Number
open
24,
down low.
wide open over the basket. Shoots and scores 6-3. 2:26 left. Gibson drives in, scores.
Good shot
What a
there.
great
by Cole
layup
Gibson.
right there. Number 2 surveys his options as he goes down the court. Gibson guarding. 00 has the ball, then passes to 24. 24 passes to 4, then back to 00. 00 passes to 1. 1 shoots, no good. Rebound, Govs. Nice move right there by Cole Gibson. George runs down the court. Shinnerin, basket, no good.
Short there.
Seems like we've been short all night.
Just not getting enough power
Number
on the
2
ball.
drives in.
Wide open.
Wide open 3 by number 24. Almost went out there, a little bit, almost too strong. As Gibson goes up the court, passes it to Seth Myers. Seth
There.
Myers 3, good.
Good shot there by Myers. Your score is 9-8 Eagles.
1:09 left in the first period. Number 2 passes to number 4. Almost picked right there by Stopa. Another air ball, number 24, jump shot. Tristan Shinnerin with the rebound. Passes it to George. George at the top of the court. Fakes out a man. Passes it to Cole Gibson. Cole Gibson passes it to
Wide open
George.
3 there. Nailed it.
nothing but net right there. George with a 3. 11-9.
Nothing but nylon
Govs.
there, Eli.
I gotta trademark that.
You got to trademark that.
Yeah. Number 2 passes it to number 4. 0-0. Back to 00. 15 seconds left. Are they gonna take it down the court? It's almost picked right there. George has it. Back to Tristan. Stopa has it inside. Back out to Shinnerin. Shinnerin shoots, scores, rebounded. Myers short. We will be taking a break and temporarily going offline right now. The score is 11-9 with with 0-0 left in the first period. Okay, we'll see. We'll take a break with you. You're on.
Welcome back here to Maryville Boring Gymnasium. A quick update as we were off air for a little bit. It is now 14-9 Governors. We went on a little bit of a run there, and England just walked. Back to the action here.
That's the first team foul for the Govs. That's a very quick last period.
It really was. One will pass it into 13, and he'll take it to the front court. 13, top of the key. Over to 1.
Cooper with some good defense there.
1 to 23. 23 is going to drive. He'll pass it out to 33. 1 with the open shot, and he nails it. That'll be a 3 for number 1.
We can't leave them open up top.
The Eagles playing a little bit of a press here, but they'll get it out to Clemmer in the front court. Over to England. England top of the key, over to Cooper. Cooper over to Linkenfelder. Linkenfelder back to Cooper. Over to Pratz. Pratz is going to drive. He'll get it out to Clemmer, and he almost lost the ball. He'll get it back. Looking for a shot, and he was fouled.
On the shot.
A little bit of a contested shot there. And Clemmer will have his first couple of free throws here.
Actually, it's his
second
set.
Second set, yes. Excuse me.
That's 14 fouls on the Seymour Eagles right now.
First one is good. They'll be moving on the second here. And
Clemmer seems to be pretty consistent. He's 3 for 4 tonight for free throws.
13 will take it to the front court. Top of the key, over to 1. And there seems to be a foul here.
It's a defensive foul.
So 23 will pass it in for the Eagles.
I'm not sure I saw what happened there. Did you see, Carter?
I did not. And
It's
it'll be
picked.
stolen by Clemmer. Clemmer for the fast break, and it is poked out of bounds. It'll stay Governor's ball. Checking in will be 5-4-23 for the Eagles.
Lingenfelter to pass in.
Pass it out to George. Back over to Linkenfelder. Cooper, top of the key. Back to Linkenfelder. Over to George. George, a little bit of a dribble move there. Back to Linkenfelder. Linkenfelder to Clemmer. Clemmer over to Cooper. He's got a wide open 3 and bricked it. Rebound
Just a little
13.
bit too strong right there.
Picks up his dribble over to 12. 12 with the
Contested
3
shot.
and
No
strong there. George rebound over to Pratz. Pratz will pull it up from mid-range and nail it. 18-12 Governors here. We got 4:30 left in the first half. 13, top of the key, he'll drive.
We've been playing some good defense right here.
Over to 1. 1 will fake the pass to 13, then pass it cross court to 5. 5 up to 13, top of the key. Setting up a play here. He'll pass to 5. 5 wide open 3, won't take it. Back to 13. 13 to 33, their big man down low and got it.
Shoots and scores over Clemmer.
That is a size disadvantage that the Eagles might have to take up on, as the Governors are pretty small compared to their big man, number 33. Linkenfelder to George. George to Cooper. Cooper back to Linkenfelder. Linkenfelder over to George in the corner. He'll put it up and bricked it. Rebound, Clemmer. Clemmer over to George. George puts it up and got it. Good offensive possession there by the Governors.
20-14 Govs. 3:38 left in the second period.
13, top of the key. over to 33.
Clinton with some good defense right there on their big man, number 33.
33 over to 13. 13 will drive. He'll put it up and got it. Lingenfelder into George. George to Clemmer. Clemmer back to Lingenfelder, and he'll take it to the front court. Cooper had a three, didn't take it. He'll drive, put up, and it is blocked. Good defense by 33 there. And 13 will take it to the front court. Screen set by 33. 13 will drive, put it up, and no good.
Blocked.
George blocked and dipped it out to Cooper for the rebound.
Hey, but that's out on them.
Lost the
Goes
ball.
with the ball.
Stay Governor's ball. Checking in Gibson and Myers for Cooper and Lingenfelder. On the court for the Governors, George, Gibson, Clemmer, Pratts, and Myers.
Just move
Clemmer,
up, move up.
top of the key, over to Gibson. Gibson to George, George over to Pratts. Pratts back to Gibson, top of the key. He'll drive, go to four and George, and blocked. Myers had his shot blocked there at the paint. 20, and stolen by George.
Okay, this has been some great passing by the Governors. They're sharing the ball all over the place.
Almost stolen there, and it will be a foul.
On number 23. That's 5 team fouls for them.
Checking in for the Eagles will be Zeros and 24, and checking in for the Governors will be
Isaiah Norman.
Isaiah Norman for
Clemmer.
Trey Clemmer. Passing in will be Gibson. And it was deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Governors. Again, passing in will be Gibson. Standing in between the O and V. He'll get it to Pratts. Pratts over to George. Back over to Gibson. And he slipped. And it'll be a timeout, Governors.
Smart call right there.
It'll be a 30-second timeout.
And we'll take one with them. And we're back.
Back at Maryville Boring Gymnasium, your score 20-16 Governors, and Gibson will pass it in.
2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second period.
The Eagles with 5 team fouls, the Governors with only 2. Playing good basketball here. Gibson will pass it into Pratts. Pratts over to Myers. Myers with the open three,
Wide open
and
shot.
way too long there. Rebound 4, he'll get it over to 0.
Almost intercepted right there.
4, and 24 got it. Gibson passing in to George, back to Gibson. And he was
That's a reach
fouled
in.
there by Zeros. It'll be a reach in. Good call there by the referee. And Gibson into George. George back to Gibson. He'll take it to the front court. He's driving. He'll put it up.
And
with
one right there.
The foul. And he will shoot 1 from the line.
Great follow through there by Cole Gibson.
Wonderful concentration. His first free throw here. Checking in will be Lingenfelder for Myers. One and one, they'll be moving on the shot, and he nailed it. Your score 23-18, Governors. 2 will take it to the front court. Top of the key.
The Eagles seem like they're a pretty well-balanced team. They all seem like they could shoot or they could go in.
24 back to 3. 3 with contested 3 and missed it. Rebound 2. Back to 12. Deep 3 there, and he nailed it.
That would have been good from college right there.
Well beyond the yellow marker. Pratts
Wide open.
with the 3. Got it.
Nailed it.
A 3 for a 3. Good offense there by the Governors. 2 into the front court, over to 24. 24 over to 4. 4 back to 24. 24 is going to drive, dump it off to 4 to 3, and back to 2.
George
2's
was
going
a
to
stout
drive.
defense.
Go put it up and got it on the finger roll.
Just
Linkenfelder
barely.
into George. George is going to drive over to Pratt's. Pratt's with the 3 and a little short there.
Almost tipped back
Good
in.
rebound by George and missed it. Well off
Almost
there.
picked. Almost stolen there by George.
And a
Thrown
little too
errantly
strong
out of
on the
bounds.
pass. Clemmer checking in for Norman here for the Governors. And Gibson will pass it in to George. Over to Clemmer. Back to George into the front court. George calling a play, asking for a pick. Clemmer will get it. He'll pass over to Gibson. Gibson with the wide open 3 and strong there.
A little bit
12
off.
with the rebound.
A little bit off to the left. 10 seconds left in the first period.
Got it. 6 seconds remaining.
Eagles tied it up 26-26.
Almost got it
Almost.
for the buzzer beater. Your score at halftime will be 26-all. Good first half. We'll be back for the second.
We'll take a break with everybody.
Back here at Maryville Boring Gymnasium.
We're back.
Welcome back here to Maryville Boring Gymnasium. Your score now 28-26, Governors. As Gibson got a quick layup there, he'll pass it into George. No, excuse me, Clemmer. Clemmer over to Pratts. Pratts back to George. George over to Gibson. Gibson to Cooper. Cooper to George down low. Back to Cooper. Cooper back to George. George inside to Clemmer, and he gets it. Wide open layup there.
Great layup by Clemmer.
Clemmer's played pretty good tonight.
13 into the front court, over to 12 to 33. 33 to 13. 13, top of the key. Over to 5. 5 to 12. And he walked.
That's a walk. George to pass in. Nope. Gibson to pass in.
A little bit of a confusion by the referees here, but it looks like we're set to go. George looks to take it into the front court. Over to Gibson. Gibson over to Cooper. Cooper inside to Clemmer. Clemmer wide open, Gibson, and he walked as well.
Might have been something there.
I thought that could have been one too many passes. Had a semi-open shot out there on the perimeter.
I agree, Tyler. 2, looking to drive it, stolen.
Pratts has
Pratts to Cooper, wide open 3 in the corner and too strong. Looks to be number 12 with the rebound. He'll give it to 5. 5 to 2. 2 over to 13. 13 will drive and pass it off to 33 and bricked it.
Good.
Rebound George. He'll take it into the front court. Fast break here. George puts it up. No good, but he was fouled.
It's on the shot. He'll shoot 2.
What'd you see over there, Tyler?
Well, it's kind of difficult to film and call the game at the same time, but it's an interesting task. I've never really filmed a basketball game before, so at least manually.
Well, it was the first time for everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
This would be the first time ever for an announcer to be filming at the same time as him announcing.
George's first free throw good, and his second is also good.
At least in GovNation Network history.
2 for 2 there from the line. 33 will pass it into 13, over to 33, back to 5. 5 cross to 13. 13 too high there, and Clemmer with the steal over to George. George to England. England back to George, top of the key. Setting up a play. 13 on George. Over to Gibson. Gibson to Cooper. Cooper over to George inside. George to England, and stolen by 12.
That's back out.
Full court pass, and good on the fast break. George into Gibson. Gibson takes it to the front court. Over to George. A little bit of an errant pass there, but George is able to handle it. George to Gibson. Gibson to Cooper.
Gibson put a nice little move on number 13 as he was coming up the court.
Cooper to George. George cross to Gibson. Gibson will drive. Gibson will put it up, and it is tipped. He ends up getting his own rebound over to Cooper. Cooper driving. Cooper over to Clemmer and short. Rebound Cooper. Bad again, and Gibson with the rebound. England, step back. Too strong there. Good dribble move there by England. Just couldn't get the shot to go, and it'll be a jump ball, and it'll be
Seymour.
Eagles ball.
Seymour has possession.
23 will be passing to him for the Seymour Eagles. He'll get it over to 24. 24 back to 23. He'll stop dribbling. 24. He'll drive. Back to 23, over to 2 to 24, 12. He'll drive, put up a mid-range floater, and it is no good. Way too short there. Klimmer rebound over to Linkenfelder. Linkenfelder is going to try to get a fast break. Stops in his tracks over to Cooper. Cooper going inside. He'll put up a floater, and that was not a good shot there.
Klimmer got it.
Klimmer with the rebound and nails the mid-range.
Nothing but nylon, Carter.
Another nice rebound by Klimmer.
Checking in will be Myers for Cooper. And 23 will pass it in for the Eagles. Your score 34-28. 4 minutes left in the third. 33 with the ball. We'll get it over to 23, over to 2. 2, top of the key. Pass it over to 24. 24 over to 1. 1 with the 3, and short. Rebound, Klimmer. Klimmer to George.
Klimmer with another rebound there.
He's been very big on the boards tonight. George over to England. England to Linkenfelder. Bobbles the pass a little bit, back to England. England to George. George contested 3 and short. Rebound, and he was pushed on the putback.
He'll get 2 on that.
Myers will have his first two free throws here. The foul will be on number 23, and it looks like he might be subbed out of the game. Coach obviously not happy with his defense there. First shot by Myers is good. Checking in will be 4 and 0s for the Eagles. Checking out will be 33 and 24. And his second free throw is no good. Rebound, Pratt's, and he puts it up, no good.
George had it.
And it'll be out of bounds on the Eagles, and it'll stay with the Governors.
Great effort there to get the possession back right there by Cam George.
Linkenfelder into George. George to Linkenfelder. And it'll be stolen by Zeros. Fast break here. Puts it up, and good. Lucky bounce there for the Eagles.
Guys, one thing Seymour does a nice job of on both sides of the ball is running the floor in transition.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of cross-court passes.
Yeah,
and them
that creates a lot of fast break opportunities for him.
George will get some free throws here.
This is the second set. Right now he's 2 for 2.
First one is good. And his second one is also good.
Very consistent tonight. 4 for 4 with free throws.
Checking in will be Pratt's for George. Came out, then came right back in after the free throw. 1 into Zeros, back to 1. 1 looking for someone to pass. He goes to Zeros, back to 1. 1, 2, 2. He'll drive over to Zeros, and bad pass there. It'll be Governor's ball.
Seemed to be an errant pass right there.
Gibson checking in for England here. And Zeros will be passing it in. Over to 2. 2 over to 4. 4, wide open 3, puts it up, and way too long there. Rebound Myers. Gibson with the ball. Over to Linkenfelder. He'll take it to the front court. Back to Gibson. Gibson will dribble top of the key.
Over to Schrenerin.
Back to Gibson. Gibson to Linkenfelder. Looked to be a little bit of contact there. He'll get it over to Myers, and got it.
Nice shot by Seth Myers right there.
Good passing there all around by the Governors.
That's one thing we've done very, very well today. It's pass the ball, pass the ball.
It'll be stolen by Pratt's. And bad pass there, but it'll stay with the Governors. Checking in will be George for Linkenfelder. Passing it in will be Gibson. Gibson to George. George back to Gibson. Over to Myers. Myers will drive. Pass to George. George over to Gibson. Gibson to Myers. He's shooting up a three again, and no good. Too strong there. 24 rebound, and he will get it over to Zeros. Zeros puts it up, and no good. Rebound Pratt's. Pratt's over to Myers.
Myers is wide open right there.
He'll drive, and stolen by Zeros.
Poked out by number 4.
One with the fast break score.
Again, with what Tyler pointed out, the Eagles have been very, very good on fast breaks.
Passed over to Pratt's. Pratt's puts it up, and good.
Good.
Lucky bounce there. Your score 43-32 Governors. The only fouls being on the Eagles. Zeros, top of the key, over to 13. 13 puts it up and short.
No good.
Passed over to George. George to Myers. Myers puts it up and
that's a charge.
looks to be a charge. Checking in will be Cooper and Clemmer here. Myers coming out with a bit of a limp after that contact. 13 with the ball. Over to 24, 24 to 12, 12 to 1. 1 into the front court. He'll pass inside to 4. 4 puts it up and good. 2 open there inside. George back to Cooper. Cooper to George. George back to Cooper. Cooper, George. Top front court here.
Just trying to run out time right here.
Over to Gibson. Trying to get the last shot here. Over to Cooper. Cooper to Gibson. 10 seconds remaining to George. George fakes the step back. Pratt's wide open 3, too strong. Rebound 12. He'll put it up and to the left, no good. Your score after 3, 43-34 Governors. We'll take a break. Back here at Maryville Boring Gymnasium as we get ready for fourth quarter action here. Gibson will pass it in to Pratt's.
Pratt's gets trapped.
Pratt's Gibson. Over to George. George to Pratt's. Pratt's back to George. George. Post fade and got it.
Wow.
Good shot there by Cam George.
Nothing but nylon.
13 to 12. 12 back to 13. 13 over to 2, stolen by George. George puts it up and no good. He missed the fast break opportunity. Cross court to 33. 33 puts it up and good. A little bit of acrobatic there by the big man. Cooper to Gibson. Gibson
He deked him a little
into
bit.
the front court. Over to Pratt's stolen. 2 over
George
to 13.
with some good defense right there.
13-23 to 12. 13. Over to 33. He'll put up a 3 and got it.
Wow.
Wow.
That's the last
George,
guy you'd
over
expect to
Cooper.
hit a 3.
Over to Clemmer. Clemmer to Cooper. Cooper into the front court. Get it over to George. George, top of the key. He'll get it over to Gibson. Intercept, and that'll be a foul on Gibson. Both of them going for the ball there. Gibson a little bit of contact, and
I
he
don't
will
think
have
Gibson
a foul.
saw him. I think he just saw the pass and he was like, I gotta go get that. Just out of the
Don't be surprised if William Blount calls timeout here in a minute. This fourth quarter's been dominated so far by Seymour.
13 into 12 for the front court. Stolen by
stolen.
no, and George
smart
with
play
it.
by Myers. Not by Myers. Cooper.
Cooper. Pratts with the floater and got it. Good shot
Nice.
there by Tanner Pratts.
Nice shot by there. Ah. By Tanner Pratts.
It's all right. 12 to 33. 33 over to 13. And a little bit of a trap. 23. Wide open shot, and it
Blocked.
was tipped.
That was all ball.
Looked to be a little bit of a error call there, but 23 will have 2 shots. And the first is no good, short there. Checking in will be Linkenfelder for Gibson. They'll be moving on the shot here. Shot 2 is also short. Rebound, Clemmer to Linkenfelder. Linkenfelder, front court. Over to George, top of the key. He'll drive, put up a mid-range, and no good there. Rebound, 12. 12 to 13. 13 to 2.
Even though this quarter has been dominated by Seymour, we're still up by a good 8 points right now. Not 8 points.
Rebound, Linkenfelder. Linkenfelder over to Pratts. Pratts back to Linkenfelder.
Yeah, 8
Linkenfelder,
points.
Cooper wide open and got it.
11 points.
23 front court. A little bit of a trap there. Double team. 13 wide open. Puts up a 3 and got it. 3 for a 3 there. And Linkenfelder will pass it in to George. Back to Linkenfelder. We'll get it to Clemmer. Back to Linkenfelder. Pratts is going to drive, get it to Clemmer, and no good, and he was fouled on the shot.
Clemmer will go to the line to shoot 2.
This will be his fourth and, his third time at the line, if I'm not mistaken.
He's 3 for 4 right now.
And the first bounces in.
If he gets both of these, we'll be at a 10-point lead right now.
And the second is also good. So like Eli just said, we have a 10-point game.
5 for 6. Clemmer's at the
Stolen by Linkenfelder. He'll put up a contested shot and no good. And 13 with the steal. And it'll be out and Governor's ball here. Good defense there. Passing it in will be Linkenfelder. He'll get it to Pratts. Pratts to George. George is looking for a drive. And no good. It will stay with the Governors once again. 4:31 left. Your score 52-42 Governors. 14 fouls for the Eagles, only 3 for the Governors. Linkenfelder into George. George to Cooper. Cooper to Clemmer. Clemmer puts it up, and he was fouled.
again.
So this will be his 4th trip to the line. He is currently 5 for 6.
Jinx.
And his first is no good. Didn't get enough on it there. We'll try for
10-point
the
game.
second. And his second is good.
Nothing but net right there.
1 for 2 from the line there. 13 to 12. 12 over to 2. The Governor's playing a little bit of a full court press here. 2 over to 12. 12 deep 3 and short rebound Pratt's. Pratt's over to George. George full court to Linkenfelder. Linkenfelder cross court to Cooper. Cooper's going to drive. He'll put up a shot and is fouled by 33 of the Eagles. Excuse me, 23.
See William Blount driving. We're trying to get to the basket here in the fourth quarter, get Seymour in foul trouble.
Cooper will go to the line for 2.
First is good. Checking in will be Gibson for George. Going with a little bit of a smaller lineup here on the court.
Smaller, quicker lineup.
Trying to stop the fast breaks, I would presume. And his second is good. So 2 for 2 from the line there. 12 to 1, 1 back to 12, back to 1. 12, 2, 1. 23, open 3, strong, rebound Clemmer. Over to Gibson. Gibson calling a play. He'll go to Linkenfelder.
Nice save right there.
Cooper with the ball, over to Linkenfelder. I agree, good save. Cooper to Clemmer. Clemmer inside, ripped away from the defender. Good pass. He'll put it up and a little too strong there. Rebound 12 over to 2. 2 over to 12 to 13. Fakes the 3, drives, and bad pass there. It'll be Governor's ball. Checking in will be George for Linkenfelder. No, excuse me, Clemmer. Linkenfelder will pass it in to Gibson. Gibson to George. George to Cooper. Cooper to Linkenfelder. Linkenfelder to Cooper. Fakes the pass, then passes it over to Gibson. Over to Pratt's. Pratt's to Cooper.
Nice passing here.
Over to Pratt's. Inside to Linkenfelder. Back to Gibson on the outside. Over to George. Linkenfelder doesn't shoot the shot. And George over to Cooper. Over to Gibson. Linkenfelder. Pratt's wide open 3 in the corner and a little too strong. Rebound George. And it is stolen by 13. Picked up his dribble. He'll throw into 12 in the front court. Over to 23. 23 to 2. Right at the line.
Looked like a charge right there. He ran straight into Linkenfelder.
And it'll be a timeout by the Eagles. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take one with them.
Roll back.
Back here at Maryville Boring Gymnasium, William Blount High School. 23 will pass it into 13. 13 will take it into the front court. Over to 1. 1 will drive, put it up, and strong rebound Linkenfelder. Like Eli said, great defense.
Linkenfelder being pressured here.
Over to George. George into the front court. He'll drive, over to Cooper. Cooper back to Pratt's. Pratt's to Gibson. Gibson will drive. Gibson will put it up, and no good. Gets his own rebound and got it. Good offensive possession there by Cole Gibson and the rest of the Governors. 13 over to 4, 4 to 23. Over to zeros. He'll put it up and strong. Rebound, and his foot was on the line.
Looked like a little push right there.
23 will pass it in for the Eagles. Behind the three-point line, over to 13. 13 looking to drive, over to zeros. He'll put up a contested three and no good again. Rebound 13, put back and got it. George will pass it into Lincolnfelder. Back to George, front court, over to Cooper. Cooper to George, top of the key, and he was fouled. Looks to be by number 1, or excuse me, double zeros here. They'll be in the bonus, so George will get a 1-and-1 here. First is good.
47 seconds left. 58 to 44. It's a great foul ratio, 7 to 3.
Governors have been playing smart ball here. Georgia's second is no good. Rebound 13. 13 to zeros. Zeros to 4. Back to zeros. Deep three and no good. Rebound Pratt's. Tipped up by Cooper. We'll get it to Lincolnfelder. Back to Gibson and almost tipped in there. Almost stolen by Cooper. Double team over to 23 in the corner. 1 wide open and short again. He's been short lately. They just haven't gotten anything to fall. Lincolnfelder. And that we will hold the ball, and that looks to be the ball game. Your score at the end, 58-44 Governors. And that'll be the ball game.
And we'll take a short break right here.
No, they're prank. Back here at Marvin L. Boring Gymnasium, as your final for tonight's game was 58-44 Governors. In that final quarter, the Eagles had a total of 17 fouls, which put the Governors in a bonus, and the Governors—
7 fouls.
Yes, 17 fouls.
Oh, yeah, in total. Sorry about that.
And then the Governors, playing smart basketball here, only had 3 team fouls in the second half. Eli, what did you think of tonight's game?
I think it was a great defensive effort. Nobody got over 60, which is almost kind of rare for William Blount and Seymour basketball. I think both sides played great defense, and both sides played tough offense. There's quite a few steals and some blocks that you didn't usually see out of some people. Overall, I thought it was a great game, good game to watch, fun game to watch.
A lot of fast break opportunities as well.
Mm-hmm.
That will be it from us. Signing off, Carter Bales, Tyler Graves, and Eli Turner. We'll see you again. Have a good day, folks.